What's going on, Kyle, Texas? Welcome to episode 119 and a new season of Talking Throws podcast, season 8. So we thank y'all for being patient and waiting for us to come back out. We've just been overly booked with lessons and daytime job requirements and all that top stuff, so we just had to kind of put a hold on things. But we're back at it with a little bit more free time to kind of get some new episodes recorded and to get some new stories out there. So if you have somebody that we haven't had on and you want to hear, please send us a message and we'll try to reach out to them to get them on.
We've had a past person. Let's see what they're doing again.
Very true. Very true.
So, maybe don't do them with it.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to get two a month and maybe more if we can, but we'll try to keep this thing going as long as we can. So thanks for everything and getting us to season 8. Again, like always, you can go check out our bios at thethornfactory.com. Also, to remind you that Coach Morgan Knight is still with us at Morgan Knight Power and Performance. Coach Jarvis at East in the Thorn Factory is still over there in East Dallas doing lessons and getting those kids going. And then our new guy, Coach Casey Ketter, is running north at the Thorn Factory, and he's out of the greater Wichita Falls area. All their information is on our site, thethornfactory.com. So if you can't get a hold of them, reach out to me, and we'll try to point you in the right direction for anything that you need, whether it's private lessons, online lessons, team lessons, summer track, whatever you need. Just reach out to us too. Also remind everybody about a shopping apparel on the website. There's also links for Fiber Sports, fourthrows.com, and then also a link for Michelle Gregovich as well at the bottom of that homepage. But our main sponsors, we thank them for season 8, is Texas Track and Field Coaches Association. Stuart Cantor, man, he's been loyal to us since day one, and we appreciate it. Right now, you can go to the ttfca.org website. That website is ttfca.org website, and find everything you need to know for what's been going on in 2024, recruiting, but also meets are already out for 2025. So if you're already trying to plan that schedule, getting ready for next year for 2025, go check out that site. Fourthrows.com, quality implements priced right. They actually have a new site, fourthrows.com does. Go check out that site because it's brand new design. It's probably a little simpler to move around and navigate, whether you're looking for javelin, discus, shot puts, hammer. They're even selling hammer cages, throwing shoes, anything you need. Right now, there's a closeout button at the very, very top, and you can find Atlantic disc, hammer gloves, ATE discus, training shot puts, Vixen shot puts, a rubber hammer training for kids for $40. So anything you need in the throwing, go to fourthrows.com, but just be sure to use that code TalkingThrows10 to get that 10% off. TalkingThrows10 to get that 10% off. Also, our favorite discus is Fiber Sports Discus, a new way to get that distance. We want to thank Bruce Caldwell for supporting us for the last few seasons. You can go to fibersports.com to check out the latest in their new discus line. But if you want to go purchase a Fiber Sports Discus, please go through fourthrows.com. NTX Timing. Let Carl Hornbeck and his crew run your meet. They're going to do live results. They're going to set up the heat sheets. Very professional what they do. So if you're looking for someone to take your meet so those results can get posted, whether it's sprinting, running, whatever it needs, NTX Timing is the way to go, and that's their website, ntxtiming.com. We want to thank Big Frogs for handling all our embroidering. So if you need something real quick, go to Colleyville at bigfrog.com. That's our email. You can contact them. And then, of course, we want to thank Lifting DFW. And then also to remind everybody about our YouTube channel as well. So we're going to get all these published and get out there. Please give us a review. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs down if you don't like it. If you think we're stupid or whatever, write that review down as well. So today's guest is just coming off the European Championships where she placed 15th. just basically 2 days prior to that, she was the NCAA champion in the hammer with a mark of 70.47. In 2023, she was an All-American in the hammer, placing 7th at 66.98. That same year at the U23s for the Europe Championship, she hit a mark of 65.93 to place 5th. During her youth, she threw in the European U20. She was a world champion U20 in 2021 where she placed 4th. She's also a 2-time Icelandic national champion, and she is the new record holder for the hammer how would I say that? She is for the country of Iceland. Please welcome to season 8, episode 119, Liz Runarsdottir.
Yes.
That's as close as we can get. That's the best we can do. So forgive us for butchering it. Well, thanks so much for being on, because we're from Texas and we're not good with our words. How do you pronounce your full name?
It's Elisabet Runarsdottir. Yeah, it's a mouthful.
It's beautiful when you say it. We would butcher it. I would kill that last name, but it's really pretty.
Thank you. I go by Liz.
Liz.
You've been in Texas long enough to probably know that your Texans need shorter words, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And just again, one more time, slowly, your last name, just so we can resonate with us.
Runarsdottir.
Okay.
Runarsdottir.
Yeah,
all right.
That's good.
Well, if it doesn't sound right on our intro, I apologize.
I'll survive. I've heard so many versions of it, and I promise you, yours is not going to be the worst.
So, Liz, congratulations on all your success at NCAAs. I think you're back in your home country at Iceland. So, update us. What are you doing currently back home? Kind of what's going on with your training regimen.
So right now I'm training for our Icelandic National Championship under 23, which is in 2 days right now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's on June 23rd. And then our main national championship is on next Saturday, so June 28th.
Wow.
Which is my big competition back here at home.
Okay. So with that being said, will those get you in to qualify for the Olympics?
Our main nationals might do. If I do well there, I have a small chance of making it all the way to Olympic. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So you say small chance. What is that? Like, are you going to have to PR your best ever or?
Right now I'm sitting at, I think, 38th place last time I checked. So top 32 make it. But I was only 10 points off from the girl that was in 32nd place. So if I have a good meet and I throw probably over 69, because it's also a good point meet, so it might do the job.
Awesome. So you got probably busy 10 days coming up, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So what kind of, now I know Coach Frazier kind of works with you back home. Do you still have communication with him when you're back home in your home country, or do you have different coaches helping you?
I definitely talk to Frazier a lot when I'm back home too.
Okay.
Right now, my boyfriend is the main person. He comes with me to every training, make sure he videotapes it and sends it to Frazier. But he also has been working closely with Frazier for the last year, and especially the month before we went home, just making sure that he could have some technical cues for me. So we're all working closely together.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
Was your boyfriend? Sorry, was your boyfriend a thrower? Or is he just invested? But how does he? Did he know anything about throwing before? Or is he just doing this to have that connection?
He is an ex-gymnast, so he definitely didn't have any connections into throwing before we met, which was 2.5 years ago. So yeah, he definitely didn't have any connection into throwing, but he's like into strength and conditioning, so he's been also working with all of the throwers. So I kind of recruited him to Texas State and he got a job as our strength and conditioning coach for the throwers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So what's his first name?
It's Aethor. He usually goes by Thor. Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
Nice.
So is he back? Is he still in Texas, or is he back he's back with you right now, right?
Back with me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is that communication like with him doing the videos to Fraser and coming back to you? You know, are you in a cycle now where you're throwing every day with moderations of lifting, or is it totally opposite?
We're kind of just playing it by head because I've only been in Iceland for a week, maybe 10 days. So we've been just trying to like figure out with the weather and everything. So we're trying to get in like 4 sessions of throwing and 4 sessions of lifting every week, and then we're just kind of playing it by ear what we do. So it's kind of a day by day basis, but we're still making sure I get all the throws I need in. Yeah.
So is it cold over there?
It is.
It's winter, right? You're in the middle of
we're in the middle of summer, and it's right now. I'm gonna check for you guys. I think it's because we do Celsius over here.
Right.
It's like in the 40s to 50s every day.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
It's 100 around here.
I miss the heat right now.
Really?
I'm sure you do.
I do. Yeah, I really don't like throwing in the cold. It doesn't feel good, so I miss the heat right now. But
good.
Yeah.
So are you working with the Icelandic like federation to get you through the process if you do qualify to for help for your travel to Paris and all that?
Yeah, I think I really haven't checked it out. I've been so busy with everything else, but I think they pay for everything if I make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you staying with your family? Are they still there?
Yeah, I'm with my family.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. So, well, then what was that phone call like when you called them and told them that you were a national champion in the hammer and NCAAs?
They were really proud. They were trying to follow along, but it was, I think, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. when I finished the competition. But like they saw, at least my dad saw that I got in a big 70-meter throw. So he was so happy. And then when I called my mom the next morning, she was really proud of me too.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What was that? What was that hug like with Fraser when you're national champion? Like you've only been in Texas State for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so great adjustment to Texas and to San Marcos.
It was just amazing. Like I knew I could do it, and I knew that he believed it even more than I did. So just finally having all that work pay off, and just it was amazing.
What was your did and you said that he probably knew believed in it more than you did. Was that because of the training that you were doing, and were you seeing those 70-meter throws in practice prior to that?
No, I think I've actually never thrown 70 meters in practice.
Really?
I've thrown like up to 69, but I'm a really big competitor, so I know like whatever I'm doing in practice, I can add like at least 3 meters to it most of
Really?
the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's funny to see for me because I know that I will probably not get those big throws out at practice, but like as soon as the competition hits, I do the same thing as I do at practice, and it adds like the competition, like stress and still like excitement and everything just adds like yeah 2 to 3 meters if not
Oh,
more
wow.
to what I've been throwing the week before.
Wow. So
I
during the
have,
warm, go ahead. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
I have a question. So you may be able to ask the same question I was. So you could handle the pressure like that. So what is your like pre-throw routine when you step up? Because some people, they may be competitive, but they can't hit those big marks in a big time meet. My camera is making me move. Sorry. So what
It's
is
all
it?
good.
Yeah. What do you do to make that happen? What's your routine?
Usually before a competition, me and Fraser have been like focusing on a certain cue in practice. So for me, most of the time, what works best is just to really focus on the cue that we've been working on, or if there's anything else Fraser wants me to work on, like to just, it's just a simple word really that I like think about right before I go into the ring. But like when I get into the ring, I really just try and clear my head because I've thrown like thousands of times, so I know that I know what I'm doing, and just the confidence of like knowing that I go through 4 practices with like a lot of throws every week just makes me confident in my ability to actually execute a throw.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's good.
What was the word? What was the one word cue that y'all had going into national? You remember?
It was mainly to catch 180. That's been
Oh,
my biggest cue like this whole season is just to catch that, especially on my first turn. If I catch it like on my first turn, it's probably gonna be a good throw for me.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we've really been working on that.
That's
awesome. Now, as you sat down, because as a true freshman, your first year at Texas State, you were an All-American. You made finals. Great adjustments. Being your first year collegiate. So after that was over, did y'all sit down and look each other in the eye and says, "I know that I can win this next year," meaning now? Was that kind of the goal coming in? Was this big result?
Um, Not really. Like we knew that I could do a lot better this year, and I don't know, we don't really, at least what works best for me is not to think about, like, of course, I dreamt about becoming a national champion, but if I put the pressure on becoming a like national champion, that would have never happened.
Oh, great point.
Like, yeah, so like just taking the mental load of becoming a national champion and just do my thing for the whole season and just to see where that could get me, like put me in the right mindset and just allow me to have well 4 70-meter throws this season and like obviously win. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's like my mindset going into every competition is just I gotta do my best because I really can't control what anyone else is doing. So they do their thing, I do my thing. Whoever has the best day comes out on top.
Yeah, awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
from an appearance standpoint, I love the glasses. Have you all have you always worn the glasses, during competition?
Not no. I
No.
started my first competition throwing with glasses was at a St. Bell conference last year. So my
Okay.
first conference meet or outdoor conference meet. And I really just saw them at Target. And I was like, I want to throw with these. I think it'll be a good look. and they like they were like pink and like super shiny, and I was like, I'm gonna try them at conference and see how it goes. And I just love throwing with glasses, and it makes a fun look too. Like I love the look, so I really stuck
awesome.
with it.
You kind of got that. You kind of got that Terminator look when you're focused.
Yeah.
So does you turn? Is that your alternative ego? Do you turn into somebody else?
It kind of feels like that because like I'm just in my own little world doing my thing, and like it just like closes me off into that world where I'm, because I like have specific competition glasses now, so like I only wear them if I'm competing, and it like just puts me in the right like mindset in the right spot, and it's just when I put them on, it's go time.
Oh wow! So this has evolved. The glasses have evolved with you.
Yeah, they definitely have.
Okay, cool.
I like that, having something to put on to know that, okay, not just my uniform or my glove or whatever. It's like, this is now for real. This is different than practice. This is it.
This is it. Yeah,
right.
That's definitely.
So if Target or any glass companies out there looking for some NIL money, let's get Liz.
Sadly, because I'm Icelandic, I can't do any NIL deals.
Okay.
I wish.
Yeah.
Otherwise, please hook me up.
now, so great. You throw the 70-meter PR, which is also Icelandic national record. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, from right there, you had a real big journey. Like you had to get back to Europe real quick to compete in the European Championships, right?
Yeah, it was.
So how did that travel go?
Yeah, it was a travel. So right after like we finished I finished competing nationals, I had to do, like, we did the ceremony, I had to do a drug test, and then I went straight to the hotel, finished packing up everything, and there was another girl, she got fifth. Guðrún, she's at VCU, and we've been friends for a couple of years, and she's also from Iceland, so, and she also made it to Europeans, so we went to Portland together from Eugene that night.
Okay.
Slept in a hotel there. We slept for maybe like 3 hours. Had a flight at 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. Had to fly to JFK, which was 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize that we were in the wrong terminal until 10 minutes before our boarding to Italy.
Oh no.
So whoever says throwers can't run, we did it that day. We ran the whole airport, and we were like, I think I've like not even sweated that much in Texas summer heat. It was so bad. But we made the flight. We like sat down on the plane, and they closed it because we were like almost the last persons in. And then they had to delay the flight for 2 hours after they closed the plane and we got on.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It was, yeah. So it was delayed it was a like 8.5 hour flight delay for 2 hours.
Oh no.
So we were in that plane for a long time. And yeah, we finally arrived in Italy that Saturday. Yeah, so we competed on Thursday, arrived Saturday morning, and then I competed like 22 or 23 hours after I landed in Italy.
Oh,
so
wow.
no sleep, no nothing really. And also because we like had to run to catch that flight, like we didn't get any snacks to bring onto the plane or anything because we were just gonna do that. Like we were just about to go get our snacks before we realized we had to run. So we didn't have like anything proper to eat except for like one airplane meal.
Oh no.
And so really didn't sleep for like 3 days prior to my competition at Europeans. Didn't eat too much either, and definitely not recovered at all. So it was just, and it was also my first time throwing like the warm up before the Europeans was like the Sunday morning. So it was not a great way for like to start my first European Championships, but I'm still super proud that I got in 68-meter throw and got 15th. Like, compared to everything that had just been going on for the last 3 days, I'm actually amazed that I got in.
Oh wow.
Like a throw.
Did you get to throw the day before in that ring, or no warm-ups, nothing the day before?
That was my first time stepping into the like stadium or the ring or anything.
Oh wow.
And I hadn't touched a hammer since like my last throw at nationals.
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
So I have to ask, were you running through the airport with your national championship trophy and your hammer in one hand?
That would have been really funny. But I had it in my bag. But so we had to go through security again. So our bags were stopped there, and there was like just a couple of minutes before they were gonna like close the gate.
Yeah.
So I left with the room there to wait for our bags to like get through security because it was also so slow, and I like ran to our gate, and of course it was the furthest one away.
Oh no.
So I was literally like just panicking so badly, and like I ran up to the lady at the desk and I was like, you gotta wait for us. And I was like I just started crying out of nowhere, and I was
no.
I couldn't control it. I was so stressed that we were gonna miss that flight, because if we would have missed it, we wouldn't have gotten to Italy on time.
Yeah.
So like I just started crying, and she was like, it's gonna be okay, we'll wait, like it's gonna be fine. And I was like, okay, thank you. Just crying.
Here's my NCAA trophy, let me on.
Like please, you gotta let us through. But they were all super nice, and they waited up for us. So
I'm kind of curious about something. When you're at the NCAA's, and you're winning, you're competing among your peers, kind of the best in the collegiate level. But when you go to Europe, that competition, those women are older and they're mature, and they have technically bigger marks with a bigger pedigree.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you've had a crazy situation of trying to get to Italy. Man, what was that experience? It had to be like night and day for you.
It was like, I really, to be honest, don't remember a lot of the competition. I was wiped out. I was so tired. So I was just like trying to keep my mind focused on what I was doing. But like thinking back on it, like those were some like of the best like top throwers in the world right now.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing to get to throw with them, even though the conditions could have been a lot better for me. But it was just so much fun to see all of them throw.
Yeah. Is there someone you kind of look up to a little bit, like Gerber or somebody like that?
I've always looked up to Anita. I'm not gonna try to say her last name. We're not gonna do any last names.
Yeah, got it.
But like I've always looked up to her, so it was just really weird to be at the same competition she was at, even though we didn't compete in the same heat. But like I saw her in the finals, and it was just a weird feeling that like a thrower that I've been looking up to for years. Like when I first even got into track and field, she was like really good then, and she's like, even though she's not at her like top performance right now, she's still good enough to get a medal at Europeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
And probably and probably maybe the favorite to win gold in Paris, most likely. Yeah. So did you watch the trials today? Did you watch qualifying for the US today?
no, I was at training when they were throwing, so
Gotcha.
I couldn't watch, but I saw like the top 12.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna try, if it's not at the same time that I'm competing Sunday, which I don't think it is, then I'm definitely gonna try and watch that.
watch that. Awesome. Well, good. So backtrack a little bit. How did you come about going to Texas State and San Marcos, Texas, and how did you meet John Fraser?
He doesn't hang out in Iceland usually, so.
Could you picture him in Iceland in a little hoodie and his glasses? That would be funny. Hey, I'm sorry, but I'm going on a tangent. Could you picture him pulling up in a snowmobile? What's up, Liz?
I can imagine the amount of clothes he would need to put on to just survive like Icelandic summer, because he's like sometimes he's cold in Texas, and I'm like, that's like Texas spring, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
But what was the question again? I'm sorry. I got too busy. It's going through my head right now.
So I'm just kind of curious, how did you come about coming to Texas State, and what was your first interaction with Coach Fraser, and what is that experience like being a student athlete in the US?
Oh yeah. So Fraser first reached out to me when he was still at UCLA. So that was still quite before I even was like, I was kind of like, I knew that I could go to the US and throw there if I wanted to, but I really like hadn't thought about it a lot. So like I don't even remember if I answered him, to be honest. It kind of scared me that like a big school was reaching out, and I think I kind of just freaked out and just stayed off the topic for a while. But then I think he contacted me in like September 2021, when he had transferred, like he was the head coach at Texas State then.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of just like started talking at that point, and like I was just asking like just basic questions. Like I had no idea what I was going into. So like and like we chatted like every now and then. Like he would check up on how throwing was going, and like then I kind of just like took the decision without like really talking to him about it. I was like, I want to go to Texas State. And the next time he called, I was like, yeah, I have a surprise for you. I want to come to Texas State. And he was like, what? Like he had no idea that like that was how that phone call was gonna go. So like he was just so surprised that I was actually like committing to Texas State in that phone call. And like it was like it was my early Christmas gift for him in December that year. But like he has told me so many times how surprised he actually was that I like told him that I was committing like that day, because he was not expecting it at all.
Awesome. So did you research, did you go online and look up San Marcos and the campus and kind of like investigate what you were getting into, or it was just the faith, the trust that you had in him and his experience and wanting to compete for him?
It really was mainly just that I wanted him as my coach. Like, I, to be honest, didn't do a whole lot of research.
Okay.
I kind of just Googled where the nearest airport was, so I knew how to get there. And like, I kind of tried to look at the town, and like, I was like, oh, it looks okay. Like I'm just gonna go with it.
Good.
So yeah. So I really didn't know a lot about Texas State until I actually got there and like just had to dive into it at that point.
Now, prior to that, had you been to the United States before, or was that your first time to come in?
Yeah, that was I had been in, I went to South Carolina. Yeah, I went to Myrtle Beach one time with my team back here. So back here in Iceland, we went on a training camp there.
Oh, wow.
In 2019, I think. So it had been a while.
Okay.
But never to Texas.
Never to Texas.
Oh, wow.
So I had no idea what I was going into.
So, well, I guess your parents were all on board, obviously, to say, all right, go for it. Give this Texas thing a try.
Yeah.
How was that conversation?
They were. And they knew I was like looking into going to school in the States. But like, and then I also kind of surprised them with it. I was like, yeah, well, I'm going there now. And they were like, oh, okay, good for you. But just like, they really like let me do my own thing and just figure out what I want to do myself. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Awesome. So what's been your impression of San Marcos in the 2 years you've been there, and the culture, and have you jumped in the river yet and did that little tradition?
We jumped in the river after we won conference this year.
Oh,
so
nice.
We all did that together. But I really love San Marcos. It's such a like nice little town, even though it's not small for Icelandic standards. I guess it's small for Texas.
Yeah,
It's like 1/3 or 1/4 of the Icelandic population could fit in that whole town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like it's still just a really nice place to live, and like I just love the town and like everything that's there. So it really is all I could ask for in a little college town.
Awesome. Now, what are you majoring in?
Psychology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how's school been for you?
It's been really good, actually. Like my first year was kind of challenging especially the first semester, because like I've only like learned in Icelandic before, so like switching over to a whole different language was like kind of my biggest deal that first semester. So I really like didn't know what I was going into, and it like took me a couple of weeks to just get adjusted to actually like being like basically on English mode for the whole day, just like having to think, speak, do everything in English. Like it like took a mental toll that I was expecting it, but like it was still like I've never had to do that before, so it was a really new experience. But like as soon as I got used to it, it was like right now I can switch between Icelandic and English without even noticing it.
And not only did you have to learn English, you had to learn Texan English, like y'all and all that kind of stuff. That's a whole nother ball game than regular English.
Thankfully, I just had to learn to add it in. I think I'm still getting the hang of it, but like at least I'm better than when I first got there.
Awesome.
I'll be fluent in 2 years.
Fluent in Texas.
So have you tried Texas barbecue, and have you learned a two-step?
I've Definitely had some barbecue. I've had some really good barbecue.
Good.
Just in San Marcos, I love a good barbecue, and I
Good.
always also love good Texas steaks.
Oh,
Mm.
good.
Yeah, I'm a big steak girly.
Good.
It's
Huh.
yeah, that's one of
So
my
do
favorite
you
meals.
eat a lot of steak in Iceland? Is that a
No.
And
big meal like it is here in?
No.
not really.
Not
The
really.
like main the main I like my favorite meat like that we don't really have in the US is the lamb. So
Mm.
like I don't like it in the US because it kind of tastes like wool. But the
Yeah.
Mm.
Icelandic sheep, it's like it's running wild almost the whole year. So like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just so much fresher
Good.
and better.
Yeah.
So I love
Yeah.
it. That's like
Good.
the main thing I miss from home when I'm not here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a Starbucks on every corner in San Marcos and maybe not back home.
No, we don't have any Starbucks here.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
but I really don't drink coffee anyways. I
Okay.
haven't really gotten into it, so
Me neither.
this
So it's okay. I don't like coffee either.
yeah. I'm not grown up enough to start drinking coffee just yet.
Well, don't worry. Yeah, I'm grown up enough. I just still don't drink it. So we can say we never want to grow up. You don't have to
Yeah.
grow up. You drink coffee. So
So,
that's
so
good.
answer a question of like, what's the culture like? Because I know he has brought in, like, it has been like a 24-hour transformation of what Texas State throwing was maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, to what has happened this year. Y'all had a great discus thrower. You are national champion. The girls' side, there's been great javelin throwers. What has it been like among that squad that kind of now y'all kind of set this standard, especially in the state of Texas when you're down the street from Texas and you know you have Texas Tech and A&M and Baylor and all these other universities close to you?
Hey, track fan, you need to contact North Texas Timing. That's ntxtiming.com out of Fort Worth for all your track meet needs. They'll give you the opportunity to coach your own kids and let them run the meet for you. They have decades of experience in running meets all the way from the middle school level to the IAAF athletic competitions on the international level. They partner with Finish Links and also with Mile Split, where you can see your data, see your reports, see all the things you need. They run very efficiently and will get you all set up. So look them up at ntxtiming.com.
It's like fun to be the little school that's really like rising up and like just showing that we're at the same level that they are, especially with our throwing program. Like even the changes that were made like from my first year to now, it's been amazing to get to be a part of that and just seeing everyone growing as throwers and like just constantly getting better is just I love to see that and like it's a good environment to grow in as a thrower and get better and like just explore how far you can actually get. And I just love to see the change that's been in the program, like just especially in such a short time. Like it's a huge change.
Yeah, yeah. So and well, I have to ask you too because you have probably one of the greatest glide female shot putters in the history of Olympic throwing and Coach Burrell.
Yeah.
That has. Do you pick her brain? Do you learn from her? You know, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do you
Yeah.
soak everything up from her?
And our like we don't really I don't really meet her a lot because she's mainly with the shot putters.
Yeah.
And so the hammer throwers are always like throwing in the morning and the shot putters are in the
Oh, okay.
afternoon because they really don't want us throwing into the sprinters, which I get. So
Good
they
point.
just have our in us in the morning session. So I don't really like
Okay.
meet her that much at practice, but it's really great to have her there, and she's been doing a phenomenal job with our shot putters. Like it's just so much fun to see how much they're learning from her. Like even though it's like not as much me personally, but like I can see that they're learning from her and like really like doing great with her as their coach. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
it-
Yeah.
Now, also too, on the opposite side of this, I'm Alyssa Wilson,
yeah.
national record holder in the shot put, high school record. Like, do you train with her? Because I know she was throwing there for a while and kind of stopped and stuff. You know, do you pick her brain for advice?
Yeah, we trained together my whole freshman year, and it was just so great to have someone I could like constantly also just like I could see her throwing, I could like try and like catch up with her, even though like I wasn't throwing the same distances as her, of course, but like it was still like just even though it was kind of like a one-sided competition, I still like had someone that like was pushing me constantly to like
That's
throw
good.
further, and like we're really great friends. So it's awesome to throw with her. Yeah.
Oh wow. Did y'all speak after you won nationals?
Yeah, we did. She was really happy for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
She's
from a technical standpoint, look, because I was looking at some of your earlier videos when you were younger, you were kind of straight on in the back, and now you're kind of what I would say shifted to the right. You know, kind of coming into
yeah.
the angle of the ring. Where did that kind of change happen?
It definitely happened when I started throwing with Frazier.
Okay.
Like my technique has changed a lot since I got to Texas State, and it's really for the better because now when I look back at old videos of me throwing, even though it wasn't like horrible, it's still like it's not great, but like I'm amazed at how far I was actually throwing. Like, but I was also really strong as a kid, so like I could really just power the hammer. Um, but I really like the technical changes that we've made, and it just makes me feel a lot more connected to the hammer, like at all times, because I had a big issue with that in the past that I couldn't stay connected with the ground or the hammer, so like I was just really tall and I couldn't get myself down on the ground. So I feel like we've really worked on me like getting better connected in all aspects of the throw. And yeah, I think we've made some really good choices that are also like fit me really well, like as a thrower.
One thing you notice, and I was going to mention that too, is you appeared tall. That's now coming out of that line, getting into your first turn, like when you're getting 90, so to speak, you seem to be a lot lower.
Yeah.
It's almost like you kind of almost sit in a chair.
Yeah, that's also like one of the biggest changes for me to like actually be able to stay low and just be able to use that power like that comes from, at least for me, from staying low and just like staying connected, because I was literally like when I was younger, I literally like bounced right up. I could not stay low to save my life.
Really?
I really like I was always so tall and just
You're up and down.
yeah, I was like a little ball just bouncing up and down. But like it's still like it worked for me, especially when I was younger, like especially when I was I think throwing the 3K, so when I was just a kid, really. Like it worked for me to stay that tall, but like now that I'm not that young anymore, it's like I feel like we've made some great changes with my
Awesome.
technique in the last 2 years. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, do y'all do heavy ball or short wire? Y'all do a lot of, okay, you do that.
We do heavy balls, yeah. Especially in the fall, we do a lot of heavy balls. I think I went to the 18 pounds. That was the heaviest one I did this fall. We really couldn't do any of that last year because I was dealing with a back injury that like I've been dealing with since 2019. That's like come and gone up until this year. This is the first year that I've actually managed to stay injury free since 2019.
Awesome.
So
Wow, that's good.
That also definitely plays into why I have had a lot of big throws this year, especially compared to last year and the year before that.
Yeah. Do you think that's because just you're in a more controlled, supervised environment with Fraser and Wilson and, you know, that training group and then your boyfriend and all that kind of, you know, on top of things 24/7?
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot. And like the whole system in the US, like it makes sure that we're being taken care of like every day. Like going to like a physiotherapist here, I would maybe go once a week and it would be for like 20 minutes and just like sure it worked, but it's not the same as being able to meet with an AT every day, being able to like make up a whole plan for like everyday rehab and just like injury prevention is what I've been doing this whole year. Like just having the access to someone that's able to help you focus on like prehab, rehab, injury prevention, all of that, and having Fraser really making sure that I stick to a proper technique and then having a good strength coach on top of that are all things that are like making a huge difference for me. Even though I have a good coach here in Iceland, like that was my coach before I went to the US, and like he still helps me out when I'm home.
Okay.
And I also had a good lifting coach here too, but it's like it's just not the same environment. So like I would definitely say that like the biggest thing I love about being in the US is how well the schools actually like think about their athletes. As like at least that's the experience for me at Texas State. Like everyone is making sure that you're staying healthy. So
Yeah.
I really love that.
That's awesome.
For sure. And I'm sure you're probably big girl on campus because I don't know if you know the history, but like when we were in school, it was known as Southwest Texas State University,
Oh, yeah.
a little small D2, you know, and it was more of like
Party
a party
school.
school. And
Party school.
did it not have any track and field? And you know, I would, you know, I think there was a time when they had a couple of good like high jumpers and stuff, but you might be the first national championship in a while there as an individual.
Yeah, it's
been a while.
28 years.
28 years.
Yes.
Yeah. At least that what they put in all the like news about it. So that's where I'm taking it from.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So
yeah,
we're gonna name the throwing area after you down there.
Yes, I made it.
It'll have to be Liz because nobody can say her last name.
Everybody's gonna be like, we're not going to that stadium.
Yeah.
We don't even know what
we'll go to the
called.
Liz Stadium.
The Liz Stadium, so for sure. So talk, and you mentioned your coach that you had previously before you went to Texas State. So talk to us a little bit that. So what was your introduction to throwing? And was it hammer or was it of another implement? You know, and kind of walk us through that structure, you know, as a youth in Iceland to kind of carry you up to Texas State.
So I actually like went into track and field because my brother went into track. So he's 6 years older than me, and I really just wanted to try it when I saw him do it. I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to do what he's doing. So I just did like all the events for a while um when I was younger, and up until I was, I want to say like 13, 14 maybe, when I like started getting, it was probably like around 13 when I started getting a lot more into throwing. Um, but like I didn't really like shot put, and I had tried discus, so I was like, I like throwing, but like I really don't like these events, and I definitely could not have been a javelin thrower.
That was
So
going to be
like,
my next question because Iceland has great javelin history. I
yeah,
was like, they didn't put you a javelin thrower?
I tried javelin. It never went good.
Mm.
So like my coach like one day randomly was like, "Hey, if you want to try, you can try hammer." And I had seen it before and I was like super excited to actually get to try it. So like I got to try it and I immediately fell in love. I was like, I want to do this. But like I couldn't throw every day, and I was literally like every single practice I was like begging to do it again. And like then when I got like a little bit older, I was allowed to like start training with that group. And so my coach here in Iceland had really just recently started coaching. So like I was really one of his first athletes.
Okay.
So yeah, he was a hammer thrower himself. And yeah, he's the uh, former Icelandic national record holder in the men's hammer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so like we really like, yeah, because like me and the group that we had at the time were really his like first throwers, so it was also like a new experience for him just getting into coaching, because even though he had been a thrower for a long time, he really hadn't been doing any coaching. So it was really a new experience for all of us, and we worked really, really well together. Like for, I think we I started throwing with him in like 2000. I think it was like 15, yeah, when I
Okay.
started.
Okay.
So we've been working together for a long time, and
Yeah.
like he definitely got me to this like to the point where I could actually like get into a US college and like really make me like made me into the thrower I am today. Like he literally taught me everything he knows about hammer. So like just it's he's a great coach.
Yeah. Yeah. So was this in a club system? Because I know, kind of y'all's clubs and your school system's kind of separate, right?
Yeah,
So you would
it's
go to
like
school in
that.
the mornings and then turn around and go and practice with the
Yeah,
club?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's also like what I like about the US is that like it's all like connected together, and like it makes it a lot easier to like be in sports when you don't like, because like the club that I was in wasn't even like in my, even like it wasn't in my hometown. So like even though the towns here are all like in the same area basically, it's still like I had to like figure out how to get there and everything.
Oh,
Like
wow.
so it was, but it was like I didn't care. I just wanted to throw hammer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So how far a commute was it? Like a 30-minute commute or an hour commute?
No, it was probably like, if by car it was like probably like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Because the buses here are slower than slow. So like taking a bus there would be like at least 45 minutes.
Oh
Oh
wow.
So
wow.
anytime I could get a ride, that was my
go.
choice.
Well,
Yeah.
looking at your youth records and stuff, you were throwing over 60 meters, at a very young age.
Yeah.
Like you made the U20s and 21, you made the European U18s and the U20s and 2021 as well. Man, you threw up some big
Yeah.
marks. So in that
Yeah.
mindset, that early age, you were like, okay, this is something I really kind of want to do professionally, and the Olympics and all that. Is that what I'm saying? Not big goals, but that had to be in the back of your mind.
It's been in the back of my mind since I really started throwing.
Oh
Like,
wow.
even though, like, I was literally like, I had just touched the hammer, like, for like half a year. I was like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna get good at this. I'm gonna go to the Olympics. Like, my dreams have never been small when it comes to hammer, even though like I try like I love having these dreams in the back of my mind, even though I don't like think about them all the time, but it's still there and I know that I'm gonna do it one day. So like I've always wanted to get good at hammer, and I think that's why I was really throwing. Well, the first time I threw a national record, I was 16, turning 17.
Wow.
That was my first time throwing over 60. And
Wow.
so, and I also, when I was competing with a 3K hammer, I threw that. My furthest throw was 71.19. So still haven't gotten that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're going to get
That's
it
still.
in 2 days. 2 days
That's-
or next week.
I have to save it for next week, because
Next week.
that's the big one. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I still have to get that mark to be completely satisfied with my career. I cannot have a further PB with a 3K than a 4K.
Okay.
Even though it's been a few years that it's been like that, it's
Yeah.
gonna change. If not this year, then next year.
Wow.
Good.
So what has it been like being back home? I don't know have you seen your brother since you've been back home, in the last couple of weeks, and being back around in your immediate family and stuff?
Yeah, I met everyone except for my older brother. So I have two younger sisters.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met everyone except for him, because he's already moved out. He has a wife and two kids.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I met everyone the day that I flew into Iceland, and then I met their like rest of my family this
Oh wow.
weekend, this last
Oh wow.
weekend. So it's
Wow.
just been great finally seeing everyone that I haven't seen since Christmas. So
Okay.
it's so nice to just
Be
spend
home.
Yeah.
be home,
Now,
spend time with family.
was your parents, are they athletic? Are your younger sisters picking up the hammer as well?
So my older younger sister, was she was a really good soccer player, but unfortunately, like a bone in her ankle, it was basically kind of just rotting. So
Okay.
that had to be cut out, and even though it's been a couple of years, she's still not back to like feeling okay in her ankle. So unfortunately, she can't play anymore.
Oh no.
But my youngest sister, she's been throwing and also playing soccer, so she's keeping her choices open.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Uh,
Good. 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 Now, so your parents, are they athletic?
and my mom was a little bit into athletics, when like track and field, when she was younger, but my dad played soccer and basketball, but not like at a professional level or anything like that. It was more for fun and just yeah.
Gotcha. Have you ever met? Because we've had her on a previous podcast, and she threw at Rice. And she goes by Ernie.
Yeah.
You met Ernie?
Yeah, we're at the same club.
Okay, and I was wondering if y'all were just saying, because I was thinking when you were telling me about the coach, I was thinking, wonder if they have the same coach, because I remember him being a hammer thrower.
We don't have the same coach, no.
Okay.
Her coach is an old shot putter.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, but we're in the same club, so we've known each other for a couple of years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good. I have to ask this question because I love him to death. He's a boy that I've seen throw since he's been 12 years old, and he's famous for posting hammer videos on Instagram. So do you do any training or coaching with Alberto?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we train together.
Good.
Yeah, we do.
Good. I was just wondering if you had I didn't know if y'all were in the same training group and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's a kid that loves throwing, and I'm sure he picks your brain on everything.
Yeah. He's a lovely kid. I love training with him. He's really fun to be around. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I'm excited to see what he does. I knew that he was redshirted this year and stuff like that. So I was just curious and stuff. So
yeah.
Also to let you know that Janelle and I are going to the Olympics.
Really?
So we're watching the hammer. So
we will be there.
See you there.
We will be there.
I'll have to do great and make it there as well.
Yes.
I really gotta.
So yeah, we're going. We're actually gonna be there the day of the hammer, and so we're excited. So
that's great.
Fingers crossed that you'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
So
every single finger crossed.
but also too, you're still young, and you still have 3 or 4 more opportunities down the road as well. So
yeah, if I don't make these Olympics, it's not gonna be the end. I'll definitely if I don't make these ones, it's just gotta do better in 4 years.
Yeah. Now, do you think that after your eligibility's up at Texas State, you'll stay and train with Frazier and kind of commute back and forth? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and train with him as much as possible, at least up until the Olympics in 28, because I will be done with school in 2026, so it'll be 2 years. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and figure out a way to stay. And just because I love throwing in Texas. I love the weather. I love everything there. And Frazier's he's such a great coach. So I really just want to be able to throw with him for as long as possible.
I'm curious, since you've had this culture change, is there anything that you perceived when you were a youth in Iceland and you come to Texas and that's not the case? Were you expecting to see J.R. Ewing at the airport or something?
Or all of us riding horses.
Yeah.
Riding horses.
It was the only things I remember about Texas is just being like desert and just I don't know. I really just thought it would be really flat and just kind of empty, but that's not been the case. But I also really haven't been out in the country, so I don't know if it's what it's like there, but it's it's still kind of what I expected, but it's still different.
So have you had a chance to attend a Texas State collegiate football game? Because I'm sure that was probably your first experience with college football.
Yeah, I really hadn't watched any football at all, ever in my life.
Yeah.
My boyfriend had to when he got here, because I watched some games my freshman year, and I had no idea what was going on. So when my boyfriend moved here, he had to spend like a whole game just like trying to explain to me what was going on.
What are they doing?
I was like, I have no idea why they're doing that or what's going on at all. But he had to spend a whole game trying to make me realize what was going on. But now that I get it, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tailgating and all that type stuff. I'm sure it's a good time.
Football's kind of a big deal in Texas.
Oh, really? I haven't noticed.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's good. So that makes me reassurance that you're enjoying your college experience, but also just being a student as well, and that's important to kind of have that balance for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's my question for you. Where is your national championship trophy plaque? Do you have it with you?
No.
But you don't have to show. I'm just curious.
No, it's at my house. I'm at my boyfriend's house right now.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got its place next to the other one.
Good.
Awesome.
Trying to fill up a wall with all my trophies.
Awesome.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Liz, thank you so much for being on. What a great story. Sorry. I had something very important to ask, and I was thought about it, and it's in my notes. You have a really cool tattoo on your right thigh.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
What is it? And give us the history with it.
There's really no history with it. I just wanted to I've always liked tattoos, so in the last 4 years I've really wanted to get a full sleeve. So that's kind of the start of that.
Okay.
I'm actually getting that piece finished up because there's a little bit on top that we couldn't get finished when I was here at Christmas, so I'm getting it fully completed in July.
Okay.
So, but it's
So what is it?
It's really the bottom part of it are some old Icelandic symbols that was really our alphabet 1,000 years ago, and I don't know, I just liked how the lady worked. It's kind of Nordic themed.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of plays into just Nordic, Old Norse Valkyries and stuff. So
Awesome.
it's
yeah.
How long did it take to get? Or I'm sure it was different sittings.
We did that one part in one sitting. It was I think 5 or 6 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a long sitting, but it was worth it.
Awesome.
It was
so the goal is to get that entire right leg all the way down.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's the plan. It might take a few years, but
yeah,
I'll get there in the end.
That's
okay. Yeah. You of course you see it on your videos and your highlights and stuff. And you're like, oh, that's a cool tattoo, and even talking because I'm a junkie when it comes to throwing, so I videoed your throws and send them to my kids and stuff. And one of my throwers was like, "What's her tattoo?" I couldn't see what it was, and so I was like, "We're gonna have her on. We'll ask what it was." So I'll tell her. So
definitely.
Does that mean something to you now? Now you're kind of maybe inspiring another generation to get into throwing. And I say that because we're really pushing hammer in the state of Texas, and every kid, female wise, comes to our program. That's their third implement. Are you enjoying that? Do you see that? What advice maybe for the young throwers?
My biggest advice is have fun with it. Enjoy throwing. That's really what has gotten me this far, is that I actually love throwing. I love showing up to practice. I love how it feels to throw, and just being able to enjoy all the little things, even though it's not always fun to be at practice. Like, still try and have fun with it. Like, look at the positive sides. Like, it's gonna be so worth it when you actually like hit that PR, like knowing that the hard work paid off. And just, yeah, the main thing is just have fun with it. If you enjoy it, it's gonna be really easy to get far.
Awesome. Great advice.
Good.
Great advice.
Very good.
Great advice. You're well put together. Your parents did a good job.
I'll tell them that.
Yeah, you tell them.
Yeah, I will.
And tell Coach Fraser we appreciate him as well, and you suck up every knowledge that you can from him, because he'll take you very far for sure. So So,
definitely.
And if you can get him into Iceland on a snowmobile and a jacket, take a picture for me.
That will be my next plan.
I just have this visual of him coming up and like this, and he's got glasses on, and
I can see that way too clearly in my head.
Yeah, I know. That'd be so funny. Like, where's the shot put range?
We can already throw over a coach.
Exactly. For sure. Well, thank you so much. Good luck. We'll keep you, and we'll go see you in Paris, okay?
That's the plan. Great.
All right, thank you. Good
I'm
luck.
excited. Thank you so much. It was so much fun.
Bye.
Okay. We'd like to thank Liz for being on. I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name.
No.
I just love the fact that, you know, she's had this big win and she's traveled to Europe and she's still level-headed. She's still in the moment. She's still present. She's not, you know, thinking too far down the road of the Olympics, and, you know, she's still planning, and there's a process to what she's trying to do. And that's very, very obvious. I think that's because of her intelligence. I think that's because of her people around her that's helping guide her through this. So it's kind of that all hands on deck approach and stuff. And just what a really cool story.
Yeah, I love when we asked her about, you know, the pressure of the meets, how she said, you know, you asked her about as that national championship been on her mind, and how she was like, yes, but no, because she doesn't want that pressure of it, and how she steps in the ring and competes and is very competitive. And even said, you know, at one point, I walk in there and I only do what I can control. Everyone else can do them. I'm gonna do me, and not let that pressure, and then have those few cues, and then just go in there. And she kept saying over and over again that, you know, I have to trust myself because I've thrown this thing 1,000 times. Like, step in the ring and trust myself and trust what Coach Fraser is teaching her to do. So that's huge when it comes to not having all that pressure. Because, you know, being young and went right, she just finished her sophomore year of college and she won the NCAAs, and then, you know, that can be a lot of pressure.
And she hasn't. And so just for the record, she hasn't been throwing over 10. She's only been throwing since 2016. She's only been throwing for 8 years.
Yeah.
That is her throwing window, 8 years. And look what she's already done, and is a national champion success, you know, on the world level as a youth representing her home country. Her window is just still wide open to keep going and going and going. And it wouldn't shock me, maybe not this year,
right,
but maybe in 2028 or 2032 that, you know, she's a gold medalist.
Oh.
And
I think we'll see her in a lot of future Olympics. Lots of, like, the next 3 or 4 Olympics. She's only going to continue to grow and be on that medal stand at some point.
Yeah, and just I also the bravery to commit to him like she did on the phone, like she said, and just with her gut instincts and saying, I'm coming to Texas State. Yep. And how many kids do we talk to that are scared of and paranoid of the speculation? Oh, I'm not going to do that because I don't know. I'm scared. I'm paranoid. I'm not, you know, that fear factor. She doesn't have that.
She just told her parents, I'm going. They said, all right.
Yeah.
Go to Texas.
It didn't even ask, didn't even talk to her parents about it or any counseling. She's like, I'm doing this.
Yeah. I'm going from Iceland to Texas. We want to thank Liz for being on the podcast, and we want to thank all of our sponsors again. Texas Track and Field Coaches Association. Go to ttfca.org for all the latest as we get put an end on the 2024 season with the Olympics coming up, and then jump into 2025. There's meets and stuff posted. fourthrows.com. If you decide you're ready to be a thrower and need some implements, go to fourthrows.com. Use the code TalkingThrows10 to get 10% off.
Hello, Talking Throws Texas podcasters. I'm Bruce Caldwell. I'm here today to introduce the Fiber Sport Discus. Yes, many of you thought I only made great vaulting poles. I have been bringing quality discuses to the throwers' hands for over 40 years. First as Cantabrian USA representative, then for the past 10 years as the Nelco discus distributor. I introduced the yellow-plated discus for the plastic's best durability. If your Fiber Sport discus breaks, we replace it. Our studies have reached into the science of using a wind tunnel and adding microchips to the discus to find the spin, the gravity, the flight stability of the discus. We have found it's not about rim weight anymore. It's more about creating a balanced stability to allow the discus to fly and surf the wind. Our new Fiber Sport discus is made to be selected to fit your needs, no matter the weather, no matter the conditions. Check out our discus selection guide at fibersportdiscus.com and find a dealer in your area that sells our fine product. Thank you, Jason and Janelle, for allowing me to talk with your listeners on Talk and Throws Texas Style.
NTX Timing. We've been at some meets this summer that NTX Timing has ran, and they do an amazing job with their setup and everything they need. Heat sheets, we're always out at the throwing area, but they get us the paperwork and what you need out there, and get the information where it needs to go, and they run a good meet. So if you're looking to have someone in the future use them, they're going to be committed to excellence, and you're not going to have to wait around on them.
Also, too, they do a good job of once the meet's completed of uploading the results to Athletic.net or to Mouse, but they get those results out there immediately, so you can see those results.
All right, if you're looking for some apparel or some throwing factory stuff, go to Big Frogs at Colleyville at bigfrog.com for all your printing and embroidery needs. Lifting DFW, if you're looking to improve any of your strength training, reach out to us. We've always got lessons available, trainings available, opportunities to help you get sessions, that's the word. Opportunities to help you get quicker, faster, stronger in your weights and all of the things. And then go to Throwing Factory. Check out our shopping page. We've got lessons going on.
Links.
All the links. I've got lessons going on with young kids all throughout the summer. Kids who found out they like some throwing and want to get better, so reach out to us. We've got lots of options to do those things. So.
Thank y'all.